My name is Oshifesolu Larry. I'm a mechanic. Welcome to Exxon F1, also known as from Lawon, Kolom, Africa. So, welcome to Japanese Grand Prix. Today, we'll be talking about last year's race, last year's qualifying, that's 2022 race and 2022 qualifying, the Suzuka track, what to watch out for in Suzuka, and the things you need to know about the Suzuka track. And also, we're talking about the tickets. Let's dive right in. If you enjoy what we do as much as we know that you love what we do, please subscribe, comment, share, like. We want to grow with you, we want you to grow with us, we want to have the best of your relationship as we love you. Please keep subscribing and let's keep growing. Thank you, I love you so much. So, Oscar Piastri's contract has been renewed in McLaren to 2026. He has driven brilliantly this year. He has been brave and he has given Lando Norris, as a rookie in F1, he has given Lando Norris a bite and a taste of his hard work, which has really spoken for him. So, how did Oscar Piastri get into F1? We can remember in 2021 when the whole F1 market was in disarray because of the same Oscar Piastri. What happened? Immediately, Sebastian Vettel announced his retirement in F1. Teams that were smart started gearing up and gathering drivers. So immediately announced his retirement in F1. Aston Martin quickly triggered the signing of Fernando Alonso. That was still with Formula Renault, which is also Alpine then. Immediately they triggered that McLaren did not renew the contract of Daniel Ricciardo because of his poor season and he does not really know the car. That is a McLaren car. It's a big struggle for him and it showed in his performance because that is not the Daniel Ricciardo that we know and his performance. So immediately McLaren triggered the signing of Oscar Piastri. Oscar Piastri was the reserve driver or was meant to be the reserve driver for Alpine. Now, because he does not know his future with the old driver there and the young Ocon, he has already committed his future to McLaren. Alpine believed he was their young driver, they trained him, so he would be loyal to them. That's scattered the old driver market and they had the legal battle with him in which we found out that they didn't sign any document with him, so he has a legal right to leave and that was it. And that is how this young driver is one of the best sensations in F1 now and he's proven himself. So he has renewed his contract with McLaren to 2026. I wish him well and we want to see how good he's going to perform and what he's going to bring to F1 all through that time. So we're going to Suzuka circuit in Japan. Yay! Ooh. So we're going to Suzuka, the Japanese Grand Prix, on Sunday, but the practice won't start the early hours GMT around 3 a.m. on Friday. But first, the weather forecast for the Japanese Grand Prix, sometimes they get it wrong. I'm not the one, no. So you guys should not blame me sometimes. But as of today, 2 a.m. on Wednesday 20th, the weather forecast for Japanese Grand Prix, Suzuka is set for a largely sunny and warm conditions throughout the race weekend, with a chance of rain on Friday. They've not specified will they be before practice 1 or before practice 2 or during practice 1 or during practice 2. We don't know yet, or after the practices, but we don't know yet. They said there is a chance, so let's say 50% chance of rain on Friday, but on Saturday it's staying dry and on Sunday it's going to be dry. They are running to the highs of 28 degrees Celsius and it's predicted on Sunday for 28 degrees Celsius is predicted on Sunday for the start of the race with bright and sunny conditions on Sunday. So which means it's going to be a lit race. It won't be like last year that it was almost a collision. And let me quickly remind you about last year's race. Now, last year's race started in the rain and on lap 1 there was an incident on Carlos Sainz's car. He spun into the barriers and Alex Albon too had incident. They both spun in the heavy rain. They were on wet tires. The rain was so heavy. They were thinking should they start the race or should they not, and on the second lap they did not inform the drivers that the tractor to pick one of the cars was already on track. Pierre Gasly almost collided with the tractor. It was an almost situation. It was a hand in the mouth situation for Pierre Gasly, but unfortunately they were able to red flag the race. Everyone were in the pit for over an hour. They were all in the pit hoping the rain will stop. The safety car will go out, check. There was a lot of water on the track and Japan is one of the tracks that dries its water very fast. And if you've read about Japan, you know the history of Japan. After the war, when they were coming back to put their foot on the pedestal of where they are now, they made the right calls in development, especially for their roads. Their sewers, their drainage system is top notch. Their power system is just off the hook. So they have a good foundation in which they laid a lot of things on for sustainability and it has taken them them to where they are. So that track is one of the best tracks that dries water. So for that rain, all through the race there was rain. It was about 5 minutes to the end of the race that the rain was just drizzling. There was almost an accident. They were in the paddock for over an hour. Then the race was now ran for like 30 minutes. They had about 18 to 20 laps, of which Lewis had a tussle with Ocon all through the race. Ocon defended for his life all through. Towards the end of the race, about 5 laps to the end of the race, Leclerc defended for his life against Sergio Perez in the race. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen just cruised away easily through the race. Led race for about 28 seconds and won the race, and that is that. The qualifying was something that was in the dry, and that would take me to how this qualifying will be. Yes. Now, the qualifying was so tight, and the qualifying was between the Ferrari and the Red Bull last year. And I can tell you the Ferrari will be so strong on the track this year. The Mercedes were off the pace last year. They were not even there. But with the improvements with the Mercedes this year, I think the Mercedes will be on pace this year. Last year, they were off the pace in the race and in the qualifying. But this year, I believe the qualifying is between the Ferrari, the Red Bull, and the Mercedes. I don't really see McLaren tussling with them. The Mercedes have a very fast car presently now. I think that is where the qualifying is coming from. But by Friday, the first practice and second practice, with what I see and notice, I'll be able to tell you this is where this qualifying is swinging to. I can tell you who will qualify on Friday. So watch out for the prediction of qualifying and of the main race on Friday. So how about the track, the Japanese Grand Prix itself? How did you come about the Japanese Grand Prix? So now it is called the Suzuka Lenovo Japanese Grand Prix because the location is on the Suzuka International Racing Course, Suzuka, Mie Prefecture, Japan. And the 16th race of the 22 race in this present calendar will be on that track. So which means we have 6 more races for the season. Oh man! Now this will be the 48th running of the Japanese Grand Prix. That is wild. They've done a lot of running in Japan. 48. That is massive. Now, the track has 14 corners. It is one of the clockwise tracks on the calendar. Now, the first 2 Formula 1 Japanese Grand Prix were held in 1976 and 1977. They were held on the Fuji Speedway before Japan was taken off the calendar, and it was returned in 1987 at Suzuka. Suzuka has hosted the Grand Prix exclusively for 20 years and gained reputation as one of the most challenging F1 circuits because it's so hot. You will see their red hot brake disc. Japan Grand Prix is one of the 9 countries that has hosted more than 1 Grand Prix in the same season. If you count Japan, you have to look at Austria, Bahrain, France, Germany, Italy, Great Britain, Spain, and USA. In 2007, they moved back the Grand Prix to the newly redesigned Fuji Speedway. After a second race in Fuji in 2008, the race was returned back to Suzuka Circuit. And since then, it's been on for them. And remember, there had been 2 car manufacturers in Japan that had always contributed to Formula 1. Either before or now, we have the Toyota and the Honda. And remember, the Honda powertrains worked with Red Bull, and they are coming back to work with Aston Martin in 2026. And also of note, Toyota powertrain had worked with McLaren. They had their car competing Formula 1 Grand Prix. Also, Honda too had the car competing Formula 1 Grand Prix. So, this is it. Like I said, this will be the 48th Grand Prix held in Japan. So, it was first held in 1963. I told you some races were cancelled some time ago. The driver with the most wins in Japan is Michael Schumacher. He's had 6 wins. The most successful constructor in Japan is McLaren with 9 constructor wins. The circuit length of the Suzuka circuit is a 5.807 kilometers. That's a 3.608 miles. The race length is 307.471 kilometers. That's about 191.053 miles. And it's a 53 lap race. Like I said, last year pole was Max Verstappen with the 2 Ferraris right behind him, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. And the podium, we have Max Verstappen winning in the 3-hour race. So a lot of the race were ran in the pit. And Sergio Perez coming second and Charles Leclerc coming third. And that happened because on the last lap, Charles Leclerc drifted off while defending Sergio Perez. So I think he was given a 5-second penalty, and that relegated him to third. Ocon came fourth. Lewis Hamilton came fifth. Zhou Guanyu got the fastest lap in the race with a 1 minute 44 seconds 4/10. Like we know, there will be 3 tire compounds that the tire supplier Pirelli will be bringing. The tire choices from the tire supplier still remains the C1, the C2, and the C3. That's designated hard, medium, and soft tires respectively. And also because the weather might change, they will always have their wet tires and their inter tires. Those are tires for the wet conditions. Now, on Friday, the practice 1 will be starting 3:30 a.m. GMT to 4:30 a.m. GMT. Then the practice 2 from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. GMT. All these times are GMTs. So qualifying from 7 a.m. in the morning to 8 a.m. on Saturday. To the practice is from 3:30 a.m. in the morning to 4:30 a.m. in the morning GMT. And the race starts on Sunday, the 24th, 6 a.m. in the morning. 6 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. So now the ticketing. You can get your ticket online. You can get your ticket right at the gate. There are stands from our own paddock club. There are B1, B2, the A1, A2, V2, V1S, R box, the Grand View, the VIP Suit Premium, the R, the Q1, Q2. These are stands, so not qualifying. The P stand, the G stand, the H stand, the I stand, the L stand, M, N, O stand, the E stand, the D stand, the C stand, the B1, the B2. I think we've said that. So those are the major stands that will be on that day. Now, the ticketing. I can tell you, all the tickets are sold out. All the tickets are sold out in quantities. Jeez. Why? All tickets already sold out. How do you guys do this? What? How do you guys do this? Wow. Now, from age 16 plus, the ticketing is 10,000 Japanese yen. Age 7 to 15, 6,000 Japanese yen. From age 3 to 6, 4,000 Japanese yen. That's for Friday tickets. The West area tickets from age 24 and above, 16,000 Japanese yen. Age 16 to 23, 13,000. Age 3 to 15, 8,000 Japanese yuan. Now, if you are looking at those tickets in Naira, if you are looking at Grandstand V2 section, that for 3 days, Friday to Sunday, you are looking at about 677,000 Naira. The Grandstand D section 4, for 3 days, you're having about 314,000 Naira. The West area Grandstand, 3 days, that's the Friday to Sunday, you're having 70,000 Naira, which is cheap. That's less than $100. The Grandstand C, for 3 days, you're having 318,000 Naira. The Grandstand E, 3 days, 301, that's 302,000 Naira. And the Grandstand G, for 3 days, you're having just 234,000 Naira. But just your ticket, too, not your hotel. Now, you can experience Suzuka. And for your experience, Friday to Saturday, the starter pack starts from 788,000 Naira. It's not much because it is our own currency value that makes it like that. And for the experience, you can go from that. It starts from 788 to about 8 million for the package. And to get the access from Thursday to Sunday, a lot of people will be coming. And like I've already told you, you can have a ticket from like $80 to over $8,000. Paddock Club is $8,000. The F1 Experience Champion Club is $4,000. The V2 tickets are $1,700. Formula One is not just an expensive sport, it's a premium sport, so it's for premium people. Previous winners: 2014 Lewis Hamilton, 15 Lewis Hamilton, 16 Nico Rosberg, 17 Lewis Hamilton, 18 Lewis Hamilton, 19 Valtteri Bottas, 2020, 21 not held. But last year, Verstappen, like I told you. That's the main cause. So now, what do we really expect? We expect the Red Bull to fight back. After the embarrassing weekend they had in Singapore, we expect them to fight back. Are these teams bringing upgrade? We don't know yet, but I think they'll be bringing beats because a lot of teams are bringing beats at the end of the season. And we can see how Aston Martin has declined. We hope they are able to climb back. They had a medium performance in their qualifying on Saturday in Singapore, but the race was abysmal. It was just a total shambolic race for them. It was a bad race for them. And also, I hope the Williams will be able to bounce back after. I expect Sergio Perez to get more penalties, but he was only given 5 seconds. And well, it's not in my own jurisdiction to say more, but I think he deserves more penalty. But that has been said, and that's gone by. And I hope Williams are able to bounce back. They had a good race pace in Singapore, and I hope they can keep it up. They can be better in subsequent races. And to Red Bull, like I said, we hope they bounce back, and we hope Ferrari keep the streak and the fire burning. They can come to Japan, Suzuka, and give us a beautiful race. And we hope also the Mercedes will be able to fight. We want to see a competitive race. Like I said in the Singapore podcast, that is the first race of the season. Every other thing they've run this season is just juggling. Ashake, Burna Boy, YBNL. That's what they've done. But now in Singapore, we saw what racing could be like. We saw a glimpse of it it in Austria, but we really saw what racing should be like in Singapore, and we hope to see quality race in Suzuka, because to be a dry race, so we want to see all those drivers coming out with their guns, ready to shoot, ready to rumble. You understand? So we want to see them come out with their elbows and really race and give us the best of what they can do. Question for the week. Since you guys are not answering my question, I'm not asking that question again, except you guys say I should start, because for me, if you guys still want the questions, we bring them back. There are prizes, and if you want to sponsor any of the prizes, you're welcome. We love you. We want to see you. We love you guys. Watch out for the FP1, FP2 podcast. Want to see you more on our page. Tell us what you want us to add more. Certainly, by God's grace, next year there will be more live races, there will be more live streaming, and we'll give you some few live experience. Okay, we love you. Subscribe, like, share, comment. I love you. Bye. Chee.
Gibor gives you power. Gibor gives you control. Gibor gives you benefits. Are you an individual or business that uses fuel or gas? Use Gibor to find the best prices across all retail outlets in your city. For users and businesses that buy volumes, Gibor gives you access to credit. Gibor also gives you the ability to track your costs and monitor expenses per car or fleet. Need to improve your costs, enjoy incentives, or track expense? Gibor is the answer. Enjoy 5% discount on your first 5 purchases when you get your next fuel voucher from Gibor. Log on to www.gibor.co to enjoy this. Retail outlets wanted nationwide.
I have a new friend in the house. We are in Nigeria here, West Africa. He provides internet for us. They provide the best internet around the mainland, and I know they are still moving to the highland, and they are moving all around Nigeria. But for you to get internet on the mainland, contact Fibrad Telecom Limited. They get you sorted out ASAP. The best cable internet on the mainland, fiber, I think they get sorted out. We talk much about them in the course of some of our videos, but contact them, they get sorted out. If you're a builder, if you're an art collector, if you have a showroom, Rated is the best place to get the artworks you need for your new buildings, for your art collections, for your showroom, for your exhibition. Rated Art have one of the best murals, mosaic works, and different art patterns in Nigeria presently. And it's somebody that you can communicate with, talks to you, you tell him what you want, and he will bring the reality out for you. Contact Rated Art. His number is right up here, and you can also go on social media links that are pasted right up here to check out some of his works. Thank you. Teams Gadget is for those of you that cannot easily go to the market to get your phones, your laptops, your accessories. Just place a call through. His phone number is there. It gets you the best. It's your shop plug to get you the best phones, accessories, laptops, games, and other accessories for your computer gaming experience. Contact Teams Gadget and you get them for you.